Hey y'all, welcome back. Welcome if you're new. Today I'm going to be recreating a set that I wore recently. I'm going to be using in my practice hand. I'm inserting a picture here of the set. It's a really pretty purple hollow glitter celestial inspired set. I loved this set so much. They're so pretty. So I'm going to be using my usual Born Pretty hard gel in nude pink, also in clear. The glitter that I'm using is, of course, from A&A. It's Disco Hex in Lilac, and it's just a really pretty purple hollow. You can see it better in this tray than in the bag. And yeah, isn't that pretty? Oh my goodness, such a pretty glitter. I'm glad I finally got to put it to use. I'm also going to be using a couple of these little metal moon embellishment pieces, I guess. I don't know exactly what to call them. They're just little metal pieces. They're going to be encapsulated also. I've already got tips applied. Everything is filed and ready to go. I'm going to be using this new base coat from that Maychow brand. Oh yeah, I'm also going to be using a purple gel paint. It's an old one from Model 1s. If you remember these pink pots that they used to do, you know how old this set is. I've had them forever, but I will not let them go until they just, completely harden up on me or break apart in the pot or whatever. They're old, but they're still in good shape. So, but yeah, I'm going to be trying out this new base coat I got from this Maychow brand. I'm not real sure about it yet. It's for a base coat. It's super thin. I've never used a base coat this thin. It's like top coat thin, a thin top coat thin. But it was cheap, well, affordable, I guess I should say, and it came with a top coat also. And I figured if nothing else, it'll keep me from using up my Born Pretty base coat on my practice hand. Because that Born Pretty base coat's getting hard to find. I don't know why. It's Born Pretty. I mean, I don't know. I don't understand it. I'm having trouble finding it. So I figured I'd try this other one out. So yeah, I got the base coat all applied. I went ahead and cut out the footage of me doing the middle nail because it's just a plain Jane nude boring nail. It's gonna be not boring by the end of this, but for right now, I just thought it was not worth including, especially since this is a almost 45-minute video. I tried to cut out as much as I could to keep the length down, but I don't know. I got it as short as I could for you all. Sorry if it's too long. So on this nail, what I'm going to be doing is this one's going to be a glitter fade on the free edge. So right now I am building up the nude that's at the top of the nail. I put my wetting layer down and now I'm going in with a bigger bead of gel and building up my apex a little bit, building up the color, and then just kind of tapering this color off. I think I end up removing some of this. I think I got a little, yeah. Just put that back in the pot. Just kind of blend this down a little bit. I'm going to be putting that glitter on the free edge. So this is just building up the color in the back. That one's cured. Next one we're going to be doing, I believe, is the pinky nail. Is that correct? Yeah. If I was doing this on myself, this is how I would do it. So that's why I did it this way on the practice hand. I'm going to put down a thin layer of clear and cure it, and then come back and put glitter on top of that. That's just so the only reason I do it this way is thinking ahead to my next set. Hard gel is file off only, and this gives me something. This gives me a layer to file down to, instead of having to file glitter off that is laying right basically on top of my base coat. That's just getting too close to the natural nail for comfort for me. So yeah, the way I would do it if I was doing this on my actual hand is like this. So that thin layer is cured, and now I'm going to go ahead and put another thin layer of clear gel on, and this is going to be the layer that I adhere the glitter into. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do, and I will let y'all watch. And here, I'm going to do the same thing to the free edge of the pointer nail. I like to do as much in one step as I can. You know, one trip into the lamp, I like to do as many nails as once as I can. So, yeah, that's what we're doing here. I'm going to get this thin layer of clear on, not cure it yet, and that is what I'm going to apply this gorgeous purple holo glitter into. Okay, so right here, I'm touching that middle nail because it still has a sticky layer on it, and that will get some stickiness on my brush so I can pick up some glitter with my brush. I didn't want to stick it straight into the gel. I just didn't want to pick up that amount of glitter, but just a little bit. That sticky layer allows me to pick up just enough. Okay, so here, you see how I'm shaking the tray? I think I've mentioned this in my last video. If you give your tray a little shake like that, when you're using like a chunky mix like this, that kind of separates the bigger pieces from the smaller pieces. The smaller pieces tend to want to cling to the sides and corners of those trays, and that will let you pick up the smaller pieces that you will need to get into the tight spots, you know, around the edges. And I do it again here on this nail as I am ombreing this glitter to try and, you know, fade it off up the nail. Okay, so got all my glitter on and gave it a good cure. Here I'm just trying to see if there's any loose pieces of glitter that I don't want to get into my gel as I encapsulate. Don't do that with your bare finger. Just do it if you have gloves on, or do it with, an orange wood stick or something. Don't be touching uncured or the sticky layer of gel with your bare skin, please. So, okay, so now it's encapsulation time. I'm going to get my thin wetting layer down, and that's just basically telling the gel where I want it to go when I put my next layer on. And get it all worked down into the glitter. You don't want to have any air pockets or bubbles or anything. And even though I went over it with my finger there, there's always going to be a couple of pieces of glitter that still come off once you start pushing on it with your brush like that. So in order not to contaminate my clear gel with any more pieces of glitter, because as you can see, there's already pieces down in that pot, I'm wiping my brush, and yeah, a few pieces did come off. And of course I got some on my finger, so then I had to get that off, and yeah, I had the awfulest time doing this set. I was spilling stuff everywhere and knocking my glitter over, and it stuck to the silicone mat, and then that was a whole nother issue. But yeah, so okay, so I've picked up a bead of gel for my encapsulation, and now I'm letting it fall down to the end of my brush into one kind of blob at the end of my brush, and work it down the nail to encapsulate. Now this is just a thin encapsulation layer because I still have to get those little silver moon pieces in. Thinking ahead, I probably should have done it in that wetting layer, but oh well, I had to make things hard on myself. Off camera, I already went ahead and did the same thing to the pointer nail, but as you can see, they're both very thin at this point. So now what I'm going to do is just, yeah, in those spots where it's a little low, I'm going to put just a little bit of gel, just enough to adhere those silver moon pieces into. And I've already pre-bent these so they curve to fit the nail. I just kind of wrapped them around the handle of my brush and used my fingers to bend them. I ended up not using that little tool I bought because it's more trouble than it's worth, honestly. I don't know if I'm even going to keep that little thing. So, okay, now once I've got those on, I'm going to go in with a little bit more clear gel and finish encapsulating and build that up just a little bit more, build that nail up just a little bit more to encapsulate these little silver moons. And then going into the lamp, and then it'll be time to work on the French nail. Okay, so all the other three nails are cured. I went ahead and wiped the sticky layer off of all of them. So for this one, this is about like the third or fourth French I've ever built. Or sculpted. So I'm still learning. So, go easy on me, please, here. I'm still trying to figure out how I want to do these kind of nails. You saw I kind of marked a spot with the gel. That's about where I want my nail bed to be. I like a nice, deep, slim nail bed, like an elongated nail bed. That's the word I was looking for. So I am going to kind of, I don't know what I was thinking here. I should have done it a different way looking back, but you know, we learn from our mistakes, and that's what I did here. So I'm basically just, it's a very thin layer of gel there. I'm kind of mapping out where I want the basic idea of my nail bed to be. So yeah, I'm just kind of working the gel around. I'm going to do this in a few layers. It takes me a few layers to get this the shape that I want and built up to the thickness that I need. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm just going to be going back and forth, building that nail bed. And yep, second bead here, or second layer here. And now I'm trying to shape it a little more. Get the thickness built up on that edge. And with gel, the thing is, you're not going to get a kind of a sharp-ish edge like you could with acrylic. It tends to round out on you no matter what you do. You're going to have it rounded out. It's going to be a little harder to get your file around, I believe. From what I've seen, I've never worked with acrylic, but from what I've seen, it looks like it's going to be a little harder to get your file around. But, you know, gel's fairly easy to file, so. But yeah, with each layer, it starts looking a little better. Now, the way I lay this bead of gel down is the way I should have started it. And it's something I'm going to remember going forward for my next French nail, whenever that's going to be. Because this is a technique I really want to get down. I think it's just a beautiful look, a sculpted French. It's so gorgeous. So yeah, that's the way I should have applied the very first bit of gel for this nail bed, with my brush flipped around like that. But yeah, this last bit, I think, is the last layer I do. And this gets it built up to the thickness that I need. I'm going to go back in here in a second and grab some more gel and get my apex put in. And then I think after that, it'll be time to file. Oh, and right here, I'm turning my hand over, and y'all can't really see the angle that it's at, but it's tilted down with like the nails end of the hand is more, you know, it's not exactly flat. I've got it tilted at an angle, so that way that gel can build up on that edge. I guess I did cure it after that, and now I'm going to get, okay, so I lied a minute ago. This is my last layer. So this is to get the apex built up and finish off the thickness that I need so I can get on that nail bed with my file and get it nice and sharp and shaped the way I want. I know it's a little crooked right now, but when I come back from filing it, it'll be nice and straight and even. Okay, so everything's cured. Now you see what I mean about it kind of rounding off the gel. That's the nature of it. It flows until you cure it. So, oh yeah, okay, now I have gotten it filed and put my glove behind it so you can see how that's nice and sharp now. So now I'm going to go in with this purple gel paint just around the edge of my smile line. That's just to make it nice and sharp and crisp looking, because even though this is a full coverage gel, or not full coverage gel, full coverage glitter, excuse me, it's still not going to give you the sharpness that you're going to want for a French nail. So yeah, I'm just going to go around the edge of this smile line and take that purple all the way up that wall that I filed. And I like to bring it up onto the top a little bit, just so I know I'm not going to have any spaces where I've missed that are going to show up after everything's encapsulated and filed and it's too late to fix. So yeah, this is me just working that purple gel paint all around that smile line, up the sides of it and over the top. And then I'm going to feather it down a little bit. You don't really need it behind this glitter for color. It's just for that smile line. But I just didn't want to leave a harsh line there. So yeah, we're going to do that and cure it. And then we will get the glitter on the free edge. Okay, so this is pretty self-explanatory, I think. It's just I'm doing the exact same thing I've done on the other two glitter nails, just getting a very thin layer of gel down to stick that glitter into. You want to make sure you get it all the way up into those little points on the sides, the wings, I guess is what they're called, of your smile line. So that way you can get the glitter all up in there. So that's what I'm going to do, and then I'm going to get the glitter stuck on, then cure, and then it will be encapsulation time.
is what I deserve. God, I really don't know, but I keep looking for ways to get on. Look what my struggles pay. Praying for the rain to stop, praying for a fair heat. You know, I've been looking for ways to get on, but my hunger won't leave. But then, when it couldn't get any worse, the tables turned, and now I'm staring down my way to get up. Such a beautiful scene. Now the tables have turned for the better, not worse, and my hunger is no longer clouding up my mind. Now the tables have turned, I'm no longer the worst, and my hunger is no longer clouding up my mind. Change your scenery to be treated.
Okay, so here's everything cured. Yes, I know that French nail looks not great. Well, none of them look great right now, but that French nail looks terrible. But now everything looks much better thanks to the file. So, yeah, now we're ready for rhinestone application. I have one of these moons with the chains dangling from it. That's where we're going to start. And, oh, yeah, and then I'm also going to use some of these, I think they're called light amethyst AB stones. They're so pretty. I've had them sitting around for ages. And I'm glad I finally got to use some of them. They're just such a pretty, pretty purple with that AB. I just love them. Okay, so I've got those in my tray. These little trays are genius, y'all. If you don't have one of these trays, you need to get a pack of them. If you do any rhinestone application at all, you put your rhinestones in them, shake it, and they all flip over. Oh, and I'm going to be using my McCart rhinestone glue to put everything on. So, yeah. So, I'm going to be kind of eyeballing where I want to place that. And then get a decent amount of this rhinestone gel on there. And I think I got a little too much. Yeah, I'll take some of it off. That charm is flat. It's not curved. And it's you can't really bend it. It's too thick, and there's rhinestones on it and texture. It's just, you can't. I tried. Trust me, you can't bend it. So, this is a little tricky because you want to make sure those chains don't get stuck down because they're supposed to dangle. I mean, if you want to stick them down, you can, but I wanted mine to dangle free. So, make sure you don't get those in the rhinestone glue. And now I'm going to take my little flash curing lamp and just flash cure it. So that way it's, it doesn't move on me while I'm doing everything else around it. Oh, hit the camera. Sorry about that. Okay, now it's time to get some of those pretty purple stones on. I think. Oh, no, we're not done with this one yet. Turning the nail over and looking at how far it's sticking out on the edges. If that's all you do to stick that on, you're going to catch it on stuff and rip it off. And we don't want that for, multiple reasons. So, flip that chain around on the other side to get it out of the way. And I'm going to get a decent amount of this rhinestone gel, excuse me, up under there. And that will help seal it down some more and kind of keeps it from where it's going to catch. So I'm just going to flash cure that for a few seconds. And then I do the other side the same way, where the points of the moon stick out. I cut that part out because it was just the same thing, just on the other side. And now we're going to get some of those purple stones on. So I'm just going to do a line of them straight down. And then I do a triangle shape above. And once again, pretty self-explanatory. I will let y'all watch.
Change your scenery to be treated equally. Guess it's a small step for the world, a giant leap for a man. The bottom has its ways to keep asking for more and more from you, but I didn't lose sight of the way. I wish I could get up.
Okay, now for the pointer and the ring finger. I've already started on the pointer finger, but I cut that out because that was, man, I'm telling you, I had struggled with that one. That little moon just did not want to lay down for some reason. So, yeah, I'm taking one of these little moons and going to be putting a rhinestone inside of it. Now, that is a little trick I picked up off of Dorota Padaskaya. I can never pronounce her name right. I will flash it on the screen here. That's where I first saw somebody use these little moons to go around a rhinestone. I thought it was just such a pretty idea. So it's been in the back of my mind for a while to use that idea. So yeah. And yeah, these little moons are gold, and the ones that I used on my own hand were silver. That's what I would have rather had for this set to match all the other pieces, but I could not find those little silver moons when I was doing this. I don't know what I've done with them. So yeah, that's why they are gold here instead of silver like they are in the picture. So I got that down, and then I put 3 more stones on each nail, one at the top and one on each side, and then it'll be time for top coat. Okay, so we need to top coat this nail, but we want to keep the chain out of the top coat so it dangles free when we're done. So when I was doing this on my own nails, the solution I came up with was to use a little piece of this like poster tack. It's the same stuff I use to stick nails onto my little nail stands, like practice nails and press-ons and stuff. So I put that down in the middle here. and then pulled this chain up and stuck it into the poster tack just temporarily to get it out of the way. It's kind of like when you're flat ironing or curling your hair and you section a piece of it off to keep it out of the way. Same kind of idea. That's kind of where it came from. So yeah, that will keep it up out of the way so we can top coat the whole nail at once without it getting stuck. So, and I'm going to be using this Maychow top coat that came with the base coat. Giving it a try. It's very thin, just like the base coat. I mean, they're both the same consistency, pretty much. It's just, you know, one's a no wipe and one's a base coat with a sticky layer. And I have my little detailer brush out, ready to go in case I need it to get around these stones. So I'm going to use my brush to get up to the edges of the stones, but right up to the edges of them without going over them. If you go over your rhinestones, they're going to lose their sparkle. They're not going, you know, they just, it covers up all the facets and they don't sparkle and shine on the light anymore. And they just look like little lumps on the nail. It's not an attractive look, in my opinion. So yeah, I'm just going to top coat this nail down both sides. And I'm going to go ahead and cure that one so we can get it done and out of the way. Then we will do the other three the same way and be done.
Like I woke up in a ditch, like I was run over by a train. I've been looking for ways to get on, but I've been hungry for days. Thinking, is this what I deserve? God, I really don't know, but I keep looking for ways to get on. Look what my struggles pay. Praying for the rain to stop, praying for a fair heat, you know. I've been looking for ways to get on, but my hunger won't leave. But then, when it couldn't get any worse, the tables turned, and now I'm staring down my way to get up. Such a beautiful scene. Now the tables have turned, for the better, not worse. And my hunger is no longer clouding up my mind. Now the tables have turned, I'm no longer the worst. And my hunger is no longer clouding up my mind. Change your scenery to be treated equally. Guess it's a small step for the world, a giant leap for a man. The bottom has its ways to keep asking for more and more from you, but I didn't lose sight of the way. I wish I could get up. Now the
Now here I pulled off all the extra top coat off my brush. I'm just going down the sides of each nail to make sure none of my top coat has dripped, ran, anything like that, making sure everything's nice and smooth before it goes in the lamp. And now we're done. Isn't she pretty? Oh, love that glitter. It's so pretty. And there you can see the chains are dangling free after the top coat and everything. So yeah, everything's looking good. If y'all are still here at this point, thank you for sticking around so long. I know it's been a long one. I appreciate it. Please, before you take off, leave me a like. I would really appreciate it. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. I'm really trying to build my channel, y'all. Leave me a comment. And that's it. Goodbye from me and Rowena. We'll see you next time.